What's up, people? I feel it. We're getting down to the wire here. We're getting down to the wire. Florida's still. Today they're letting the restaurants and salons open, but gyms, forget it. So it's okay to cut people's hair in a very small place, and you got to be close. But if you have 7,000 square feet like IHP, to have 20 people training there, that leaves you about 20 feet away from each other. That's not cool, So go figure. Leave it to politicians to go for fear, inflict fear, add some bullshit laws, okay? And the problem that we have here today. Okay, so it is what it is. So don't worry about that. You guys keep chucking, all right? Do what you need to do. Do what you feel comfortable doing. Certainly online has to be really, really on point. Your attention to detail has to be on point. Your perseverance has to be on point. Diverse stuff. If you can sell shirts, sell shirts. If you can sell handles, sell handles. If you can sell keychains, sell keychains. Now is the time to start branding your stuff. Okay? If you can't find people to manufacture that, or t-shirt places are closed or whatever, then you do what you can. Some park training, some at-home training, some small studio if you can have it open in your state. So, guys, you better take your life into your hands, because if you leave it to the politicians, they don't give a shit about you, and you know this. All of these people have $250,000 salaries. They have health benefits, all of that. So it's easy to be, behind the camera, behind the front, like Cuomo and Fauci and all of them. I don't care if you're Democrat, Republican. I don't give a shit, all right? It's easy to be behind, your little closed doors in your mansion with your bank account, all right, and tell somebody that's got a studio, all right, with 2 or 3 trainers, that's got a hair salon, that has a sandwich shop, that has anybody, oh, by the way, you got to get closed, and then we're going to be testing, and then we're going to be doing surveillance. So when we see anybody who's been in contact with one person that has a shit, then we're going to contact all those people, and they're going to have to quarantine. So good luck with all of that. If you leave your life in the hands of the people that are making these dumbass decisions, I'm telling you right now, you're going to be in a world of hurt. Okay? You know what? I'd rather be in a world of hurt of being arrested, in a world of hurt of being sick, than live under this fear and have some politician rob me, all right, of my dream, okay, and trample all over my rights. I'm done with the rant. Here we go. All right. So, if you've been following, and this isn't all in English, all right? If you've been following, what is it, ESPN, Rio? Mm-hmm. If you've been following ESPN, one of the hottest things right now, is what? What's the name of that series?
Last Dance.
Last Dance. See that boy there? He's on top of all that. Look at him. My beautiful cabezon. I love that big-headed monster over there. I made him. I gave him that big-ass head for a big-ass brain. All right, it's developing a little bit.
Every day.
Okay, so basketball is hot. And, they're messing with possibly coming back and all that stuff. So it's hot. So it's only fitting that we cover dunking. All right, because a lot of volleyball players look for vertical. A lot of basketball players look for vertical. And even a lot of people like track and field, jumpers and sprinters, they look for vertical, because vertical is everything. If you can vertically jump, you can do anything, which is not true, but anyways. Let's look at the different types of dunking so we can analyze if squatting is the best way to go about it, if cleans are the best way to go about it, clean and jerks, snatches, and all of the other stuff that coaches have you do. And what I want the coaches is to not to stop doing what they're doing. I'm not asking anybody to change their minds. I'm just saying chill. Just chill, okay? We're just going to have fun. Look at a couple of videos. Don't prejudge them. Don't judge them. Don't post-judge them. Just look at them and say, I don't know, what do I see? Okay? What do I see? Is what Carlos telling me, what I'm hearing from Carlos, what my eyes are seeing. And if your eyes are seeing something and my words are consistent with what you're seeing, which I think they will be because I'm not crazy, then just ask yourself what I'm doing. Does it seem like the best way to go about it? And is it a good investment of risk to reward ratio? That's all I'm asking. You don't even have to answer that question. Just think about it. You may say, you know what, I'm not sure. And until I am sure, or until a thought comes to mind, I just kind of keep doing what I'm doing, but maybe not as much, because now I've got questions. I don't have answers, but I've got questions. So this is the way you need to look. You're heading down a path. It's the only path you know. So you think it's the right path, right? So what do you do if somebody says, hey man, there may be, explosives, there may be landmines, there may be some danger down the path. Okay? Then you have to go, oh, maybe they're right, maybe they're not. What's the best way to stop, okay, and head in the right direction? What is the best way to head in the right direction? There it is. Let's say you don't know which the right direction is, but you want to head in the right direction and you don't know what it is. Okay? What is your first step? The first step is stop heading in the wrong direction. You already know that you're in the wrong direction because I'm going to prove to you that much of what you're doing is irrelevant and that you may be actually setting people up for injuries. Okay? Maybe. I'm gonna show that to you. So then you have to say, well, I don't know what exercises to do. Okay, so you know what? At least you can stop doing the dangerous bullshit that everybody else is doing, okay? And stop. Maybe do some alternative training for a little bit until you get some ideas. Ask some of your friends. Ask other coaches, hey man, have you heard about this? And have you thought about this? And how are you handling this? Ask people that you respect. Don't believe me. What my job is to show you that perhaps you're heading in that wrong direction. And if I do a good job, and indeed you are heading in that direction, then all I ask you to do is, okay, think about it. Think about it. And make a decision when you feel good about it, all right? Here we go. Okay, so you want to dunk. Not everybody's going to dunk, but you want to dunk. Or at least you want to jump higher. And jumping higher could be just a little bit higher position on a layup, a little bit more hang time, whether you're 5'8" or 6'8", doesn't matter. And let's say that you want to jump higher, okay? If you're 6'4", 6'3", and you can jump, you're going to dunk. If you're 5'8" and you can't jump, or you're 6'4" and can't jump, you might not dunk the way you want to dunk, okay? Now, let's look at two types of dunks. Basics. Okay, there's a lot of different things, but let's look at the basics and let's see if specificity of training, which means you should train consistent with what the activity is, right? Let's see if it matches what your thoughts were, okay? So first of all, let's look at a dunk, okay? Here we go. All right, here we go, okay? There's your basket. Let's get it further out so you can see all of it. There you go. All right, so let's look at this, and then we'll break it down and we'll stop, right? Look at this. Okay, that's one way to dunk, right? There is your running lead up off of one leg. Normally, a right-hander will take off the left leg because that's the strong leg on a right-hander is the left leg. Notice the big kick on the right leg. That's another dunk. So let's study this one first. Let's go through it again. Boom! Left leg, and I'll play it in slow motion, and we'll slow it down and all that stuff. See that? All right. So, let's go here. Boom, 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 boom. All right. So, here he is. And then, look at that. It's almost like a pole vault. See that front leg? See this leg here? This leg here is the pole on a pole vault. Okay, now that leg is going to bend a little bit, but not much. Let's see how much it actually bends. Foot contact. Let's get there. Come on. There it is. That's close to foot contact, okay? Let me actually see if I can move it. Oh, yeah, here we go. Here we go, foot contact. There it is. Okay? Now, as you can see, squatting has nothing to do with this. Zero. The only reason that he planted on the heel first, okay, because jumping is not a heel issue. It's not a flat foot issue like Olympic lifts, squatting, and deadlifting. It is a ball of foot issue. However, with this lead up step, when you're running, where's your center of mass? Back in here. Okay? So you have to hit heel first. You have to. There's no way this guy can land on the balls of the foot first, right? So now, let's go a little forward. Here, he plants. Okay? This is why balance training ain't happening, guys. This is not a balance issue. This is a put the foot on the ground, big friction, lots of reaction, and then we're now going to transfer. I'm bringing this horizontal speed. I plant my pole vault down. It bends a little bit, as you can see here. Bends a little bit, right? And then, here we go. A little bit more bend. Boom. And now this is at, right there, this is at maximum force transfer. Force transfer. Not force production, force transfer. Look at this hip, how it's moving. See that? It's going forward and slightly up. See? Down, up, a little higher. Look at this torso. Perfectly erect. There's no hip hinging here, so whatever you're getting on your deadlift and all that will have some transfer because, you want the whole body strong. But this is not a deadlift. This is not a clean. This is nothing. Okay, this has nothing. This is not vertical, guys. This is this way. He's going this way. He's not going up. Okay? See? Look. Now he's going up. But look at where the hip came from. This is not a vertical displacement. This is a horizontal displacement of the hip. Why? Because he's using horizontal energy and he's converting it to vertical energy here. So believe it or not, this front leg is stiff. It's not doing a squat motion. It's not extending. Right here, stiffness, he's already up. He's already gone. He's already lifting right here. Very little butt, very little nothing. It's just stiffness going up. Look at this position. Okay? See where the hip is going? Look at the trajectory of the hip. See? From way down here, it's all horizontal. Yes, there's some vertical, but there's a lot of horizontal because most of the energy that's coming is this running energy that he's getting. Fast, plant. Now convert it, just like a pole vault. Boom, 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 and then he's off and running. Right there. Nothing that we do with deadlifting, cleans, squats, prepares you for this. If it did, the people who would be doing great deadlifts, great cleans, and great squats would be awesome at this, and they're not. I bet you this young man, if you put 250 pounds on his back, he goes down to toilet level and doesn't come up. I got good money. I got good money that happens. Okay? So here you go. And up you go. Boom. And it's gone. Okay? See that? So we have to find ways. Here's your exercise. Right there. There's your exercise. So how could we do this exercise? Well, it's tough without running. So all you could do, so imagine a step up. Imagine kind of like this movement here. Bum, 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 bum. So if you could do that movement with a Smith machine or with bands, that would get you close. There's an exercise you got to try. Try to get that to happen. See? Right? Okay, now, let's look at the other type of jumping. These are things that people don't understand. And here's your triangle, man. Look. This is a triangle that's going on. Look. There's your triangle. And the triangle is this. Oh, sorry. Here's your triangle. Bam. Your triangle is here. Hypotenuse, adjacent, base. Okay? Center of mass about here. Your hypotenuse of the triangle and your horizontal component. Got it? Right there. There's your triangle. Okay? Now, we're going to see another type of jumping, another type of dunking, which is a typical two-legged jump. Let's see where it is. No, that's just finishing. Let's see here. Here we go. Bam. I want to let you see this a couple of times so you can appreciate that. Look for the triangle. Look for the triangle. Look for the triangle, and you saw it. All right, so. Boom. All right, so let's look at this. Okay, so notice that he's running forward, and look how cool this is. He's going to do a two-legged jump, but look at how he lines up sideways. See that? There's a little pivot on this foot. So the first deceleration is done here. Okay? Now, what happens here? Why doesn't he come and from here, why doesn't he just jump in midair and land on that right leg and land there? He can't. Too much force. There's too much force. So what happens? He has to decelerate it here. You see this eversion? There's a lot of force here. Notice, maybe it's a quarter squat. It's stiffness. There is no force production here. There's an isometric contraction, deceleration. Then he's going to pivot here while still everted. He's everted. Look at that. Look at the angle here and here. See that angle? See that angle there? That's the angle of eversion. And he bends this leg. Why? Because he wants to set up this angle here appropriately with the right speed and the right force. So he sets it up. He does a little pivot. Bang. That's where he's producing the maximum amount of transference right here. Because he's going to take off predominantly, off of both legs, but he's going to be weight bearing on this one. So this one bends not to produce force. The reason this leg bends is to set up this right angle here. And this angle is going to depend on the speed that he brings. The longer the base of the triangle, okay, the longer this base, the smaller this angle is. The smaller this angle is, the more force this will have to transfer. Okay, so he'll have this leg really stiff. So what happens from here? Both, notice, balls of foot, ball of foot. This is not a flat-footed event. Look at this one. You can really tell how this one's up, and this one here is up as well. I got other angles, and then he is up. See that? And his force production leg is this one here. Here's where the pole vault is, right there. And so, see? This one's not carrying a whole lot of weight. How do we know that? He's on the balls of his feet. And he's front loaded here. And the heel is up, but look at this one. That one, look at that. The knee is forward, heel is up, no way to produce force. Notice the heel never touches the ground, and up he goes. See that? So, again, what would be an exercise that I would want? That's my exercise. Right there. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, so what does that mean? I need to plant on the inside leg and do kind of an inside leg everted movement, and I got to do an outside leg inverted movement. So I got to watch this leg separate, okay? See that? That's my move right there. Right there. That's what I have to practice. So, of course, if I'm not going to run, then this has to be a vertical. This is the movement right here. So if I could find a sled that would be like this, that would just allow me to put this foot on the ground and just go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, that would be awesome. Well, that's very difficult. But what if I turn this guy this way and I had an angled box just about the same angle as here, an angled box, and I just had him do something vertical. Use gravity. Here, he's using horizontal speed to load this. Okay? What if I just use gravity? Maybe that could do it, right? What if I could do an inside wall slide here? Put a ball here and just go up and down with this everted toe, everted ankle. That would be pretty cool, right? And it wouldn't cost me anything. And then right there. And I could get this one going. Well, how can I get that going? How can I get, that movement? Well, it's kind of difficult. So, I could put a ball here with a ball here, and just go and just like I'm doing put a ball here. We call those lateral wall slides. Okay, on the floor, right? And then, or we could get this guy vertical and put an angled box here, and we'll show you those exercises in a little bit. See? So this ankle stiffness on both feet, you guys got to develop that. Because without that, when he's producing force, the heels go down to the ground, you get flat-footed, and then you're trying to jump the same way you deadlift, the same way you clean, and the same way you snatch, and the same way you squat. And guess what? That's not what happens on any of these jumps. None of these. Torso is up. There is no hip hinging. Knees are forward on the balls of your feet. So you cannot deny that. You cannot deny that. Now we can argue why it happens, but you've got vectors, horizontal speed and vertical gravity. All right, you got those two vectors. So you explain to me with those two vectors how this is happening and how you would train it and how you would stick to specificity. Okay? So if you want to see more or less how we train that, well, look at this. Remember what I told you? That if you can't go sideways, go vertical. All you need is a little angled box, and you don't even have to have this little, little metal thing with the little steps and stuff. You can just get wood, put something here like a 2x4 or a 4x4, put a big plank of wood, and you're off to the races, man. Does it have to be 30 degrees? Look, man, more or less, whatever. Put 30 degrees, 40 degrees, and rock and roll. Because whatever you do here, you can add more or less by moving this tibia. So if this is very angled, I get this tibia more vertical. If this is like 20 degrees, I'll move the tibia further in. And if I'm going flat, I'll move the tibia even further in, and I'll show you how that gets done. So this is an easy way to lean up against the wall or hold onto a bar and do your eversion and inversion from the ball of the foot force production. This is proprioception, guys. This is proprioception, okay? Consistent with this. So when you're putting people on, Eric's pads and all that, my question to you is are you developing this inverted and everted ankle stiffness? Not proprioceptive balance, no, ankle stiffness. Are you developing that when you're putting people on an air pillow? No. Are you doing it with this? Yeah. Absolutely yes. Okay? So here's another way that you can use it for forward acceleration. Okay? Let's see if we can see. This is the inverted version. Notice that he's got a little bit more vertical tibia, ball of the foot, and he's just pumping it up and down, and his foot already is Inverted because the angle box gets you inverted while you're vertical. Nice and easy. This is a forward jump here or a forward thrust off the heels, more ankle stiffness. Look at this. So you want to kick? Well, guess what? Boom. How about if we're let me see if this is single leg acceleration. Notice this ankle stiffness. If you don't have that ankle stiffness when that knee bends, you're gonna amortize. You're gonna increase your amortization time, and that's not a good thing. You got to be able to explode off of that, right? So this is for kicking. Here's you're teaching your boom. You're gonna teach this how to be more upright. You can't mimic it because if you're upright, then this hits your you know what, and it's just so you gotta kind of look like a reaching lunge does, but don't go as low. Stay higher. So this gets the stiffness so you can train both legs how to become pole vaults. See? Pole vaults right there. For changes of direction and jumping, this is all, look at how nice and everted and inverted this thing gets, right? So we've changed these, and I would love to even do this, but with a vertical, but you can't with a vertical. This is another exercise that's awesome to create a pole vault out of here. We don't need deep squatting. We need to get this really hard at about 20 degree of knee flexion. That's it. So for changes of direction and that kind of stuff, awesome. Easiest exercise for core stiffness and, some rotation and stuff like that. So anyways, that's pretty much.
You have some questions, actually.
Yeah. So, look, the key thing is, forget about the exercises, okay? The exercises will come. The first thing that we got to get is looking in the right direction so we can find the things we want to find. Where they're at right now, we don't know. We're experimenting with that here. But you got to have the courage to say, man, look at this. Tell me that, let me see, yeah. Tell me that, look, guys, what do you think what did that say? Senior coach, right? Level 2. What does this say? All right. What is that? That was the first one, level 1. That's the second one, level 2. And you can see, I'm into that shit too. All right? So don't think that I don't know the biomechanics of what I'm talking about. Not for a minute. That's my shit, baby. I'm an engineering major, okay? I know biomechanics and vectors. I know it, okay? I love Olympic weightlifting. I love bodybuilding. And I love my field. So I love machine exercise. I love getting the pump, all that. But I just want the right application for the right shit. I mean, don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining. That's the one thing I won't do. That's the one thing I won't do. And I won't feed you guys full of shit either. And I'm telling you right now, the best jumpers in the league are the worst exercisers. They are clean suck because they're not made for that. Their squats suck because they're not made for that. And their deadlifts suck because they're not made for that. Okay? What are they made for? Jumping. What are they made for? Tall. For basketball, rebounding. Okay? So when you want to train these guys and not crush them with 1,000 pounds on the leg press and 400 pounds on the deadlift and, put them on social media, I got the strongest guy in the NFL. Great. The strongest guy in the NFL sucks. And some of the weakest guys in the NFLs are the best. Okay? So my whole thing is look at things differently. Look at jumping differently. Look at these exercises. You may not like them, fine. But say, damn, how did Carlos approach the exercise design based on what he saw? I may be right, I may be wrong. Fine. But look and say, I can do better than Carlos and head in that direction. That's the whole thing. The whole thing is to get people to think differently. To get people to go, hey, don't believe your lying eyes. You know what I'm saying? Believe your eyes. They don't lie. The one that lies, is your mind, because your mind is full of everything you were taught, your indoctrination, what you feel comfortable with. And sometimes you got to feel uncomfortable and be okay with that. It's not uncomfortable. It's the beginning of learning something new. See? If you feel uncomfortable, oh, that's the new normal? No. No, 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 no. Forget that. Because uncomfortable already has a bad connotation. You got to say, when you feel that, I don't know what to do, and everything is a possibility, that some people call it anxious, some people call it confused. You know what I call it? The beginning of learning. So where most people feel confused and most people feel, God, I don't like this. You want to know why? Because you were taught to feel confused, and you were taught that confusion was bad, and you were taught to feel uncomfortable. That's a learned behavior. When I feel like that, I get excited because I'm going, shit, sooner or later something's going to pop up in front of me because I'm looking in a new direction and there's some really cool stuff there and I haven't found it yet, but I'm so excited I'm going to find it soon, or I'm going to find something soon. It's like that. It's like an anticipation of going to Disney World if you've never been there. Okay, you're excited. You feel all this, but it's awesome. It's like, I'm gonna, Jesus, am I gonna throw up, or am I gonna be scared? All of that's part of it, man. That's part of the Disney World young shit. That's what you need to feel in the face of, wow, I see a lot of new things I don't understand, and that's gonna take me in an awesome direction. What are you gonna do right now? Well, I don't know what I'm going to do right now. You know what I'm going to do right now? I'm going to walk from the parking lot to the entrance of Disney World and get busy having fun. That's what I'm going to do. That's it. Got it? So if you like this, you know where all of this is at? Biomechanics of function. Biomechanics of function. I will probably do a biomechanics of function number 2. And this biomechanics of function is also part of the exercise specialist. Now, don't go and take the exercise specialist because this is in there. Take the instructor. The fitness instructor certification sets you up for all of this. Sets you up for rigidity. Sets you up for muscle stiffness. Sets you up for isometric contraction. Sets you up with the octagon. Sets you up so when the exercise specialist comes with all this advanced knowledge, you're able to absorb it. Okay? You don't want to jump into college unless you go through high school, right? Right. Okay? You don't jump into your senior year unless you go through your first 3 years. Why? Because you need that information in order to understand and make the learning experience pleasurable. Got it? And meaningful. Don't look for papers. Don't look for levels. Look for proficiency so you can produce better. That's what you need. Forget about the names of the certs and levels and organizations. Who gives a shit, man? You think that anybody pays me over what's all this? Hey, look, you think that I am who I am because of this? And all of that I've written, and all those books that I've written, and all those gifts that I've gotten from all the organizations and all that stuff. I don't ever bring somebody in here for them to pay me. Ever. This is for me. This is for me to remember. Okay, as I get older. Pictures of my kids, gifts from people, and little trinkets, little rocks, little pebbles that I've picked along the way just to remind me of my journey. That's it. That's it. So don't get hung up on names of certificates and certifications and organizations. You learn and produce, and constantly. If somebody's teaching you something different and you feel that anxiety, got to look for it like, ooh, shit, that's awesome. My direction is getting shifted and I'm going to be learning something new pretty soon, and get excited. If you like it, you know what? Start the certification process. If you just want a little sample, get the biomechanics certification. We got a special on there right now. And the Habla Español people, I already did this for you. So that's why I'm doing it for my American friends, okay? Because they get jealous because I do so much in Spanish, okay? Aprender inglés, coño. Bueno, I love you.